Hey, how's it going everyone? Mick Ambrose from All About Tech. Welcome back to another video. I'm back in the car. It's hashtag car content. First time in a while that I've been out to the car, but I'm on my break and there's been some quite a big development in regards to ETN today, which I thought I had to get straight out there to you guys. So yeah, I got my break a little bit late today, but here I am and let's get straight into it. So Electroneum, obviously, they launched in Brazil a few weeks ago, and they launched with top-ups for Claro, one of the biggest mobile network operators in Brazil, and that wasn't a direct partnership, that was via a third party who are facilitating the top-ups. They're like a wholesaler, they buy airtime and data in bulk, and then obviously they're handling the purchase via ETN, and that was quite a big deal, to be honest with you, because that was one of the biggest mobile operators in Brazil, and it was a great mobile operator to get started with. Now the news that's come out today is that 3 more mobile operators are now launched in regards to being able to top up with ETN, and those are VIVO, Oi and TIM. Don't know if the Oi and TIM are supposed to be abbreviated instead of just saying Oi or alright Tim. But yeah, this is absolutely massive because these are the 4 dominant players in Brazil for mobile operations, and they, in total, between them all, that gives ETN access to 195 million users. Now, again, this isn't a direct partnership. It is through this same third-party provider, but the end result is the same, because the end goal is you can top up your smartphone with ETN with these mobile network operators. So this is absolutely massive. This means that now 95% of the entire Brazil population can top up with ETN if they want to. And if you think about it like that, like we've gone from launching in South Africa with the Unlimited, an MVMO, a small MVMO, to now launching in a second country, Brazil, and being on all 4 major networks. Now, yeah, people are going to turn around and say, well, it's not a direct partnership. But at the same time, like, to start with, I mean, these operators need to see it working for a start. They need to see the demand there before they may enter an official agreement with Electroneum themselves. So I think using the third party was an absolutely ingenious way to make sure that it's available right now. It saves having to go through that entire long process that takes months to get a deal on the table, and they've brought ETN to millions of potential users through this third party. So I personally think that that's absolutely massive, absolutely massive. So yeah, that's the news that came out today. I'm absolutely stoked by it because we're now in 2 countries. And Richard L said by the end of the year he wants 20, and these announcements are starting to come out in regards to Brazil and more things happening in Brazil. I said in my previous video I thought it was going to be another operator. Who would have thought it would be 3 more, which is absolutely massive in my opinion. It's not really affected the price of ETN as such yet. I didn't think it would do, especially if this news is only a couple of hours old. It's going to take some time, and in the current state of the market that we're in at the moment, ETN are really struggling to get out of that negative price movement. But at the same time, so many altcoins are struggling just as badly. Bitcoin's recovered above $10,000 again. But at this point in time, it's impossible to kind of predict where things are going to go. You know, you just don't know where it's going to go. But I'm really happy that no matter all the negativity that Electroneum have had to put up with, they've just cracked on. They've kept working, and now we're live in 2 countries on every major network in Brazil. Nobody can take that away from them now. Like that is to the point where we're pretty much at a fully working product. I mean, we just need GigFair now. As soon as GigFair is launched, then that'll give people the way to earn ETN at the same time as well. Earn ETN, to spend ETN initially on top-ups. And like I said, I've mentioned in a previous video about M-Pesa. M-Pesa started off really small, and it is now the way to move value in some countries in Africa. It is like the recognised way for moving value. A very similar thing could end up happening with Electroneum. I mean, let's face it. It doesn't necessarily have to be one of these massive corporations that does it first. It's whoever does it well. Because these other massive companies, they had to build from being small. So there's no question. I think that Electroneum has that potential there. It's got that potential there. If we look at what they've achieved so far, they've developed their app, they've developed their instant payment system, they are almost in the finishing, putting on the finishing touches for GigFair. And remember, they were almost ready quite a while ago, but then they had to edit things, because then they edited the main Electroneum app. So they had to make some drastic changes to make it more user friendly. But they've kept us in the know about it. We're entering an exciting time in the launch process of Electroneum, because they are launching in these countries now. You can now top up with these countries now. I know from a marketing perspective, obviously you want those deals to be directly with the mobile operators, because they can market straight to their users. They can send a text directly to their phone numbers, promoting ETN to them. But obviously I still think we're at the very beginning stages. We'll see if this has an impact on the number, how quick the number of registered users rises now, because people could have been waiting to get on board as soon as they were available for their network, because there's no point joining the ecosystem if it's not available on your network. And what I love about this third-party solution is that this now makes ETN be able to launch in many more places much quicker, because they don't need to go through that whole setting up deals with the actual operators themselves. Obviously they've set up this deal with the third party, and now it's the third party that can, whether or not they're going to use a different third party in each country, or if it's a third party that operates on a global scale. But if it's a third party that can operate on a global scale, then you then have the ability to launch in any country on any network whenever you want. It's just a case of developing the back end for it to be supported in your app. Basically, that's what will take the most amount of time. Obviously, getting it integrated into the Electroneum app, getting the APIs done so that it automatically produces that order for airtime and data to be sent to that number. But the part that takes the longest, or the getting past the lawyers and stuff for deals, because you're dealing with money, it's anti-money laundering, know your customer, all that sort of stuff. This one deal with the third party enables that for every single operator in the world if they operate on a global basis. So that's the really exciting thing. I think we're going to start seeing more countries pop up throughout the course of the rest of this year. And we'll just have to wait and see how many countries are there by the end of the year. But it's looking very positive in my opinion. I mean, you can't look at this and not see it as very good news, because they're launched. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. A link to the video that Richard L spoke about this on the on Electroneum's YouTube channel. I'll pop it in the description. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. Have a lovely weekend. I'm not going to be about for the next until the end of next week, because I'm off on a plane on Sunday and going on holiday. I'm going to Mallorca in the sun for a few days. So yeah, have a lovely weekend, guys. Have a lovely week next week, and I'll catch you guys when I get back. Peace out.